Hello, good people of the internet. Welcome to episode 42 of the Unlearning Playground podcast. Now, this is a very special episode for me because this kind of marks the end of a cycle for me. I'm calling this the end of season 1 of the Unlearning Playground, the Unlearning Playground podcast. Now, I've had a very roller coaster ride with the Unlearning Playground podcast and the YouTube channel, and I've enjoyed every bit of it. Well, I've enjoyed bits and pieces of it. I've had my highs and lows, but that is where, in fact, it has led me to calling off season 1 of the Unlearning Playground podcast. Season 2, which will get launched in a few days from now, will actually be quite different from season 1. And that is what I wanted to dedicate this episode to. So here goes. The biggest change I'm bringing with season 2 is something I'm personally most excited about. It is that I'm launching a new series of content centered around questions. Questions inspired from all the one-on-one sessions I have. Questions inspired from the meditation sessions that I sit with. Questions inspired from all the conversations I have with people around me. And questions inspired by you. That's right. I'm opening a new portal and I've called it Ask a Human, Not an AI, where you can post questions for me and I'll try to do an honest job about creating a video on my YouTube channel about it, answering the question, or even a dedicated podcast episode maybe. Now, the questions can vary from whatever topics that you want to ask me about and you think that I can help with. Maybe something about your life, something about your career, something about a book or a quote that you read that you're confused about, etc. Anything. And I've named it Ask a Human, Not an AI because I think you can, in this day and age, ask a chat GPT or an AI bot anything and it'll throw back an answer. And it may so happen that the words I end up using in answering the question might be the same as what ChatGPT uses in answering your question. But I still feel there is something about a human being answering your questions from his or her own experience that trumps reading the same answer from an AI bot. And that is the soul I'm trying to bring back into our conversations. So check out the portal. The link would be down below in the description and ask me anything. Anything concerning your life, anything concerning maybe your parents, your children, your employees, your managers, whatever. Ask me anything and I'll try to do an honest job about answering it. The second biggest change that I'm bringing with season 2 is something I hinted to in the first change too. I am separating the podcast from the YouTube channel, which means I'll be shooting dedicated podcast episodes, something I used to be doing, something I started with when I started the Unlearning Playground, of course. But ever since the start of 2023, my focus shifted to more on YouTube, which is where I kind of went on a segue. But again, I'm back. I'll be shooting dedicated podcast episodes, which means that everything that is other than the podcast episodes, like my book reviews, the question and answer videos that I talked about, etc., all of that will be available on my YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to YouTube yet, make sure you subscribe. And also, the podcast episodes, when I say they'll be separate from YouTube, they will still be available on YouTube. It's just that I'll be shooting them separately. And I hope to make the podcast more like a podcast, which means I hope people can consume my podcast going forward where they usually consume podcasts, driving in your car, maybe out on a walk, maybe out for a run, etc. And I'll try to do an honest job about making it more like a conversation, a one-way conversation, of course, but more interactive like a conversation and deep diving into something that I talked about, not particularly a single thing, but maybe multiple things that I've been talking about throughout the week or the month on my YouTube channel or on my Instagram page. So make sure you check out the podcast as well as the YouTube channel and also the Instagram page because the content on all of these 3 different platforms is going to be different going forward. Also, I've been actively collecting feedback for the Unlearning Playground to incorporate in the upcoming content pieces. So if there's anything you want to tell me about my content, anything at all, use the form that would be appearing in the description box down below and let me know. No holds barred, do not hold back your punches, lay it all on me. And what's more, you can be anonymous with the form. So do let me know. If you do not, I will not know. So that's about it, I guess. I think there is some sort of poetic justice that it is episode 42, which is the last episode of season 1. That is a reference to one of my favorite books, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. If you know, you know. Anyhow, I have had a wonderful time doing season 1 of the Unlearning Playground. I am really psyched about season 2 and all the different upcoming content pieces I have in store. If any of my content has ever resonated with you, you've loved what I talked about, what I shared, Make sure you share my work with your community. Make sure you share it with your friends, your partner, your colleagues, etc. And I hope to see you in the playground the next time. Until next time, peace out.